All right.
Ooh. I had to just read the first few words.
Two people are dating, and the woman mentions that she is saving sex for her husband, and the guy is cool with that. And then he mentions that they should always go Dutch for dates because he is saving money. The woman points out that it's not cool because, excuse me, that he not take her on dates just because she doesn't want to have sex. He mentions that's not the case at all, but clarifies that just like sex, finances should be reserved for marriage. Is he wrong?
Petty. He's petty. He's petty. He's petty. I don't say people are right or wrong in some cases. And this is one of those. And I'll say this is why. Because his perspective of a relationship includes sex. Her perspective of a relationship includes sex only in marriage. Neither she's right, he's right. That's my opinion. Because there are people who believe there is no sex before marriage. He want to have sex before. Some people want to test it out before all of that. So you have to like, if that's the way he thinks, then don't be in a relationship with somebody like him, and vice versa. Because I don't think he's wrong. I don't think she wrong either. Because that's what she wants. She don't want to have sex with anybody until she's married to them. He want to save the main big finances for whoever he's married to.
He didn't say that. You gave him a little more. He didn't say that. He saved dinner finances.
Now that's why I'm saying he's being petty. That's why he said it that way. But he's trying to make it seem like he can't date her and spend money on her. Now he's foolish and petty. So I wouldn't want to be with nobody like him anyway. But I think I'm pointing out the fact that he does not believe that marriage is only reserved for sex. And with that being said, don't date people like that. It just that way it won't be no issue in the long run, because that's how he's saving something in particular for marriage too. That's just how some people think. It is what it is. Don't date in that category then.
Q didn't gave you the eye roll. I'm glad I'm the only person that don't get the eye roll. Go ahead, Q.
He's lying. I don't believe that he's saving finances for his wife. He only said that because she said she's saving sex for her husband. Check the comments of the conversation. She says, essentially, I'm celibate until marriage. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to hold my money for my wife too then. Since we holding stuff for our spouses, well, that's what I'm going to hold down too. Then we bring your coins next time we go to eat.
That's what I'm saying. He's being petty.
Never mentioned that. And if she was willing to get down, he would have been perfectly fine paying for all the dates, all the time. You know what I'm saying? We would have never mentioned Dutch had she not mentioned celibacy. So at that point, he would have been just fine. And I would completely agree with Candace on y'all just not compatible. You need to go somewhere else. Nobody is right or wrong. But for the fact that I think this completely shifted simply because her preference was not his preference. Now I want to tit for tat you and straighten out. I don't think he trusted that she knew what she really wanted for her body. So therefore, I'm going to tempt you with these dates. You pay for enough dates, you're going to give me some so we can go. And all of a sudden, this whole conversation is going to just mystify. It never happened once we smash. Because now we back to where the regular scheduled programming.
Back to the regularly scheduled program.
I'm not going for it. Like the way that this was set up is simply because it was reactionary. That is not his constitution. That is not his value. The fact that he is willing to sex, the fact that that was an issue in the retaliation of her not being willing to have sex is what lets me know that ain't his value. That ain't where he's standing on. Who does that? So I'm not paying for it.
Let me ask this question.
Marriage. So I won't pay your rent until you my wife, but I will buy.
No, right.
Okay. So Q, here's the question: Had he have in that if they're having a conversation about their boundaries, whatever, and he would have brought that up first, not as a reaction, then you would have a problem with it. Your issue is that it was a reaction to her thing.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I know men and their money. I know men and their money be a whole thing, and you find you a woman who's cool with that. Like,
yeah,
it's all about compatibility. But this was not a compatibility. This thing for me. No.
He was petty. He was petty. I don't like how he handled that.
Right.
But in his basic communication is, yeah, I'm not down with the whole holding off till marriage thing. And just all right, after that, gone the other way, sis.
Right, because if you grow, just own that. People who are adults have sex. So if you like to date people who have sex, then date people who have sex.
Say that.
Like, girl, yeah, own it. And because this is extra. This is, and I hate to give it to even us, but this is female-ish. You know what I mean? Like, stop doing this. Like, if you are going to be a man and tell me, own it. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm sorry. You know, you're a beautiful woman. I enjoy your company and everything, but this is what I enjoy doing. A woman that I'm going to marry, that I'm going to take seriously, is going to sex me before I ring her. I respect the hell out of a man who will just say that. But all this extra flowery language, and don't do that. Don't do that. Now I'm turned off because that's ugly.
Yeah, that's ugly as hell. And it's petty. It's just like, really, dude, you didn't even have to do that. Yeah. Be a man and just say, you know what, I ain't with that.
Right. Because I'm not with you for the meal. I'm not with you so you can pay for my meal. Like,
exactly.
Don't do that.
Often says, but it's